Hey guys, this is PATU LOCA. If you're new to my channel, please be sure to subscribe. Today I'm going to show you guys how to make my favorite healthy meal, which is fish tacos. You can always swap them out for anything else, maybe mahi-mahi, tuna, sardines, salmon, whatever. So these amazing, delectable selections of seasonings come in handy because the great thing about them is they definitely come with 0 calorie. Cayenne does amazing things to the body as well as helps you melt down some fat. Parsley is great for stomach bloating, so I always use it in everything that I cook. Then, as you guys can see, that curry is amazing when it's coming to cooking, but because I'm not a huge fan of curry, I'm not going to use that much. Lemon pepper is going to be the main flavor that I'm going to use, mainly because compared to most seasonings, with lemon pepper, even though the calorie intake is at 0, the sodium is 180 milligrams, which is pretty high, especially if you're someone who suffers from high blood pressure or a person who retains water like I do. You just definitely want to be mindful of that. I just also wanted to bring to your attention, as you guys can see, when it comes to calorie count, it's at 0. And like I said previously in the video, the great thing about all these different herbs and seasonings you see on the table, all of them say the same thing. They're all going to be 0. For those of you guys who like to use salt-free seasoning, you have to be mindful to definitely look at the back. And in the back it tells you, even though it says 0, some of them when it comes to calorie it doesn't say that. But as you can see, this one says 0, and the great thing is it gives you 10 milligrams of potassium. Garlic is definitely going to be used, but if you're a garlic head like I am, I'm definitely using 2 tablespoons of minced garlic. Now, for this particular recipe. Now, in this small bowl is the mixture of the paprika, the chili, the cayenne pepper, the parsley, all of it, all in one. And as you can see, I did put a lot in there. Olive oil is what I'm going to use to make this fish taco. So, olive oil becomes your best friend. So what we're going to go ahead and do, I want to show you guys that the pot I'm going to add it in. First thing you want to do is set your pot onto the stove to a low temperature so you can have it simmering before adding a little bit of oil. So far I had received this tilapia at Walmart on sale. So that's what made me say, you know what, since I always been wanting to have fish tacos, I'm going to go ahead and do that. Now for those of you guys who are kind of lazy, you can already go to Walmart and get already prepackaged. And as you can see, it says green cabbage, carrots, and red cabbages, which is really good at water retention. Then for pepper, onion, and all the favorite trimmings, then you have the corn tortillas. Let's get started. What we're going to do first is heat up the pot at a medium to low, and I've already added the olive oil. So once that heats up, then what I'm going to go ahead and do is then swap it from medium low to medium high. But before we get into that, first thing first is we're going to go ahead and add the fish. You don't have to worry about not breaking the fish apart because it's soft, so it's going to automatically do that. So while it's simmering, I'm going to constantly keep flipping it over, and then I'm going to add some lemon juice into it because I want it to infuse into that. And as you can see, I'm putting each fillet one at a time. It may seem like at times when you're placing the fillets into the pot that you may not have space, but don't worry, when they start to fall apart and break apart, it'll do the trick. It takes about 15 to 20 minutes, depending on how many fillets that you have in there. And as you can see, I'm using the tongs there to cut them apart because I want to provide more space and circulation for the tilapia so that I'm able to make a very successful tilapia taco. So now that I'm breaking it apart, as you can see, I'm flipping it, and at times it tends to stick. If you're a person who likes a little bit of sauce, please feel free to go ahead and add some water. I have a bottle of water next to me, and you'll see throughout the video that I'm going to be pouring it in there just to give it a bit of steam at times when I'm covering it. So now that I am flipping over the tilapia, I'm just mainly trying to make sure it's all the way evenly cooked, even though we're at the beginning stages right here. So as I said, you can see the color right there. It goes from white to pink compared to what you see on this side that I'm flipping over. Now, with the great thing that I do love about the fish tacos, I do have a topping that if you like, which is my favorite diet snack and topping, you can check on to the description box down below where you can learn how to add that topping. And as I told you before, adding a little water, and I'm going to use a spoon to kind of like, move it around, and all the pieces of meat that is stuck on the bottom, make sure they don't stay stuck on there. So now that it's all the way complete, I've already added the lemon juice, I've already added the seasoning. I'm going to go ahead and separate this and put it in its own separate plate because we're layering, guys, and layering is my favorite thing. So now that I separated the tilapia into a different plate, I'm going to let it rest so that way I can then go ahead and get to the next mix. Now, what makes it a lot easier when cooking is that you definitely want to be mindful that you have all your ingredients next to you, so that way you don't have to keep constantly moving back and forth throughout the kitchen. So luckily for me, I had set up everything where I had the fish next to me. I already had the garlic and everything mixed into the container that I showed you previously with the herbs and spices, and I already had my olive oil, I had my bottled water, and I had the gardenias and the green peppers and all the cabbage. Now that the pot is clean, even though you may not have everything off, it doesn't really matter, because the great thing is I'm going to add some water in there to give it a little bit of gravy. But you want to add in like probably, I would say probably 3 tablespoons of water. So here I'm going to add in the cabbage. Great thing about cabbage is it retains a lot of water, just as well as this container that I have of the green peppers, red peppers, onions, and all that. I already did add garlic into the bowl on the bottom part when I added the green peppers and things, because I just love garlic. You can add, if you like, whatever types of toppings you like and things like that. The fish taco, and here we have it. Voila. You guys try it and tell me what you think. Once again, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't yet subscribed, please do. Also check out the Get Inside Me Show page, both on Instagram and Facebook. And like I always say, when life gives you lemons, make a strong lemon margarita. See you guys next time.